Okay, this week's drive segment is definitely something completely different. One thing for sure, this week's drive will feature the most amount of torque ever featured on India in the history of the show. Now, what we have behind me is the brand new UD Trucks Quester. The numbers at the side, CWE370, denotes that I have about 370 brake horsepower. Well, the other variant that they have has 390 brake horsepower. But guess what? The torque can go all the way up to about 2,000 Newton meters. So am I excited to drive this behemoth of a vehicle? Definitely. And guess what? We're gonna have a real good time in this. Come on, let's go. Now, excited as I am, I cannot deny the fact that I was totally nervous about driving a truck properly for the first time. And I think it shows. Seatbelts on.
How's the seat position for you?
A bit too forward.
Okay, so in between your legs, down here there's a bar. That's it.
What's the tortoise for?
That means you're in low range. There's two ranges here. There's low and high. So you've got 6 gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go to high range. I'll tell you when to do that.
Ah, okay.
Just click the button up and it goes to high range.
7 to 12.
7, 8, 9, 10.
You even have 2 gears for reverse.
Yeah. You don't need 2 gears for reverse.
So this is
so we
neutral?
start. I think we'll start the truck first. So clutch in. Always clutch in.
And
yep, key on.
okay, let's go.
All right. So first gear, this way and up.
Is that in?
No, you need it.
You've got to put your back into it. That way.
There you go.
There we go.
And
it doesn't tell you that you're in first gear.
No, it doesn't.
No, because it's manual.
And pull that up and down. Okay. Now ease the clutch off. Take the corner wide, and away we go.
There we go.
Very good. Nice smooth start. Okay.
This is what I mean by it climbs up the rev very quickly.
Yeah, it does. See, you don't want to do any more than 1500 if you're a really good driver.
That's, yeah.
We go right here and up the hill. Right.
And then I go right.
Yeah.
Left or right? Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
So now straight down. Then we go up towards you and up. Very good.
Easy.
And then straight down. Click the button up.
Oh,
right. Now up to first, which is now 7.
Oops.
There you go.
This is a piece of cake.
Back down.
And I'm going straight, am I?
Yep, straight ahead.
Okay, this is easy.
Very good. That's the best gear change today.
Thank you.
You're going very well. Okay, now up, across, and up.
And the idea is I'm always supposed to keep it within the green range.
Yeah, that's it. Because that's where you're using the least amount of fuel for the job that has to be done.
Ah.
So the Quester range has the 11 and the 8 litre.
Right.
So we go from 220 horsepower to 420.
220 to 420.
Yeah.
Right. Applications wise, what would you use the 220 for and what would you use the 420 for?
Okay,
examples.
220, because we can have different axle configurations for this truck.
Yeah.
This truck has 3 axles. But a 220 horsepower would be a 2 axle configuration.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe a garbage truck or waste truck in a city or something like that. A 420 is a long haul truck. You know,
right.
With a
so
probably up to 50 ton.
Globetrotter equivalent, so to speak.
Ah, well, if you want to put it like that.
Yeah, I mean task-wise.
Yeah.
Task-wise. Yeah.
But we could also use 420. Some mine sites like to use 420 horsepower.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would you need 420 horsepower at the mine for?
Because
you need to hold a lot of stuff?
They operate very high on the axle weights and things. They're right to the technical limit, not to the legal limits. Because there's no legal limits, they operate the technical limits. So they like to have a bit more horsepower.
Got it, yeah. For the record, guys at home, I'm doing 60 and it feels like I'm doing 20. That's how easy it is to do this thing, and it's a doddle. It's an absolute doddle to drive this thing, seriously. Even though we are now in what, gear 12?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I remember somebody saying that you don't actually use the foot brake at all unless you want to stop. You use the engine braking most of the time.
If you can, yeah. If
right.
you can.
Okay. So for example, if I'm approaching this bend.
Yeah, well, we haven't got enough RPM to really feel the engine brake going.
Right.
You have to be a bit higher. But you use the engine brake and the gears to slow the truck down. And if you're doing that, you're not wearing the brakes, the brake linings or the brake system on the wheels. And so you should only need to use that sparingly. So sometimes you've got to use it to slow down if you're not slowing down as quickly as you want to.
So this is a good place
then
to
drop another gear. Now we need to brake a bit here because it's slow. He's looked a bit worried, didn't he?
He did, I know.
I want you to know I'm not.
Good. I'm happy to know that.
There we go.
Final words? Absolutely easy. If you have what? In Malaysia, this is going to cost you about same price as a mid-size executive sedan. I'd say buy a truck.
I agree.
So this goes up?
Yep, that goes up. We're in neutral.
We are?
Okay.
Yep. I'm good to go.
Good to go.
Thank
Tee
you.
off.
There we go. All right, so that's one part, and that's how the truck behaves on the road. Next, we're going to take it off-road. So let's go. All right, so we're ready to drive this truck off-road, so let's go. Is that tight? Wow, cool. Oh, sorry, I started at 1. I started at gear 1, that's why. Okay, so we are here driving the Quester, but we're going off-road with this, and this is just a quick drive. So let me just sum this up. It's pretty much the same as the regular truck. The only difference is you've got some differences to make this particular truck more off-road friendly, like higher clearances and all that. But essentially the drive is still the same. It's still as easy to drive as the regular truck. Thank you. So again, it's a doddle to drive. It's still easy. The driving position is wonderful. Yes, you don't compare this to driving a car. You are sitting very upright, but then you want to be upright because you want to have a good field of view outside. Cab space is wonderful. Now imagine if you're driving the prime mover version, you've got a lot more space back here because don't forget, this is a heavy duty truck as opposed to a medium duty truck. And that's precisely why the application of the prime mover version of this truck is fantastic for Malaysian roads, because you've got more uptime. One driver drives, the other one sleeps, and that's the perfect application for it. But don't forget, what we've learned from this exercise, the Quester is also good for off-road applications. Okay. Domo arigato. Thank you. So what is my final summation about the experience? Driving that behemoth of a vehicle was so easy, it surprised me, because I thought that driving a truck would be hard. You know, you have to be hard on the transmission and you have to handle the big steering wheel. But really, actually, UD Trucks have made driving a truck so easy. And that's really good to know, because you have trucks that are easy to drive and they're very good. And you've got good driver training skills. Bye, take care. And you've got a good driver training skill workshop. Means that in the future, you're going to hear a lot less about road accidents that involve trucks, because the people behind the entire truck driving scenario, the industry, would have a better grasp of how to efficiently handle their vehicles. That's a good thing. All right, so what did I tell you? A drive segment like none other, only on InGear. Next week we stay in Japan for an even closer look at the awesome Tokyo Motor Show. So don't forget, it's now Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. See you then.